colleges. You think of them as places for growth, learning, maybe finding yourself. Big possibilities.
Absolutely. They're supposed to be launching pads.
But sometimes, well, something much darker could be hiding there.
Yeah.
Right under the surface.
And that's what we're diving into today, isn't it? A case that really chills you and makes you question appearances.
Definitely. It's about how deceptive things can be, even in places we think are, fundamentally safe, like a university campus.
Exactly. Beacons of development, we hope, but sometimes not.
So let's talk about Mr. Dorian. Crest Hill University. He taught History 203, American Conflict and Culture.
Right. And on the surface, the perfect professor.
Totally. Impeccably dressed, always had his shirts ironed, knew his students.
And visible, too. Always at the football games, cheering along, friendly face on campus.
People looked up to him. And he worked on that image online, too.
The digital footprint. His public Instagram.
Yeah, it was all motivational quotes, sunny campus photos. Look how dedicated I am. Look how much I love Crest Hill. Seemed totally open.
And that kind of curated presence, that normalcy, it's often a key part of the deception, isn't it? It builds trust.
It absolutely does, because it throws everyone off the scent, makes it harder to see what's really going on.
Which allowed him to operate, well, in the shadows for quite a while.
Because there was another side.
Yeah.
Another Instagram account, private.
Okay, here we go.
And this one told a very different story. This is where the cracks showed.
What was on it?
Photos. Really disturbing. Zoomed in photos of young male students.
Oh, wow. Not just casual pictures, then.
No. These were taken secretly, without them knowing. Close-ups. It was unnerving.
That contrast between the public face and the private obsession, it speaks volumes, doesn't it, psychologically?
So it really does. Like two completely different people living in one body. One projecting connection, the other just fixated.
A digital sign of a really fractured internal life.
And it didn't stay digital, did it?
Yeah.
His actions, they moved into the real world.
The obsession needed more.
Yeah. He started actually tracking these guys, memorizing their class schedules, where they lived on campus.
So he's building a profile.
Exactly. He'd hang around near their dorms, just watching, learning their routines.
Like who walks home late? Who skips the shuttle?
Yeah, or who goes for runs alone in the evening, earbuds in, maybe not paying attention.
And then following them.
Then he started following, always keeping his distance, silent. At first, it seemed like he just wanted to be near them, to observe.
That initial phase, the information gathering, the proximity without interaction, it often signals this need to understand and control, doesn't it?
Right, like mapping out their lives, finding the vulnerable points.
Laying the groundwork, setting the stage for whatever comes next.
And what came next, back in his apartment off campus, was, well, it escalated dramatically.
Okay.
The digital photos weren't enough. He started printing them out, taping them up, covering his walls with these stolen pictures.
Oh, man. Creating a shrine, almost.
Yeah, and then he started carving their names into his own skin.
What? Seriously?
Yes. Described as really precise, almost surgical, like it was some kind of ritual for him to feel like he owned them, maybe to control them.
That's deeply disturbing. Self-mutilation tied to the obsession.
He'd whisper their names. He even had secret recordings of their voices from his lectures that he'd replay.
Wow. So the self-harm was like anchoring the fantasy, making it feel more real to him.
Seems like it. And then things crossed a line. A terrible, irreversible line.
This is the shift, isn't it? From the internal obsession, the rituals, to external action, violence.
Exactly. That need for control just metastasized.
Into wanting complete ownership.
Jared L. Sophomore, a swimmer, he disappeared. Vanished after a late study session.
Okay. So the first one.
Yeah. And initially, people probably thought, oh, maybe he crashed at a friend's place, didn't make it back.
The typical assumption, right? Happens on campuses.
But then he missed morning practice, didn't show up. And you know the drill.
Yeah.
The missing posters start appearing everywhere.
Heartbreaking. Campus gets worried. Police get involved.
And nobody suspected Mr. Dorian. Not with his perfect image.
Of course not. Why would they?
Jared's body.
Yeah.
It was found in Dorian's basement, in his rented house off campus.
Oh, God.
The scene was horrific. He was slumped in a chair. His lips had been sewn shut.
No!
Yeah. And his eyes were taped open, forced open.
Like he wanted him present, but silent.
A captive audience.
Exactly. There was a Crest Hill University flag nearby and a camcorder. So still recording.
Still recording. Just horrifying. The level of calculation there.
And it didn't stop with Jared. That was just the beginning.
There were more.
2 more young men vanished within
Yeah.
about 2 months. Same pattern. Disappeared without a trace.
And Dorian, what was his reaction publicly?
Played the part perfectly. The concerned professor, the shocked community member,
Unbelievable.
he was posting on his public social media, thoughts and prayers for the families, prayers up for our Crest Hill family, stuff like that.
He was performing sympathy while he was the monster. People actually called him kind, a mentor, someone offering support when the campus was terrified.
That duality is just chilling, using the shared grief as cover.
And worse, he was apparently watching live streams of the campus vigils being held for the missing students.
No way.
Yes, watching the grieving crowds and reportedly identifying his next potential victims right there.
That's just ice cold. Predatory doesn't even cover it.
When they finally understood his motive,
Yeah.
it wasn't what you might expect. It wasn't sexual, apparently.
So what was it?
It was this really twisted fantasy. He wanted a permanent classroom filled with his favorites.
A classroom.
Yeah. He wanted total ownership, silence,
Yeah.
stillness. He thought he was like preserving their beauty or something.
Preserving them by killing them.
It's messed up. He believed they belonged only to him, that the world couldn't have them.
That's a level of objectification and control. It's hard to even comprehend. Seeing people as just things for his collection.
Absolutely. Not individuals, just
Yeah.
parts of his twisted ideal world.
So how did they finally catch him, if he was so careful?
It wasn't the main police investigation, actually. It was a student, a freshman journalism major, Ryan C.
Really? A student broke the case?
Yeah. He was following Dorian's public Instagram, the one with all the campus photos,
Okay.
and he noticed something in the background of a recent photo from a football game, a figure.
Ooh.
He thought it looked like Jared, the first student who disappeared weeks earlier.
But the photo was recent.
Exactly.
Hmm.
Ryan zoomed in, maybe enhanced it somehow, and confirmed it was Jared. And the timestamp on the post, it was after Jared had officially vanished.
Whoa. So Dorian slipped up, posted proof.
A tiny detail, but huge. Ryan realized how significant that discrepancy was and went straight to the police.
Good for him. That takes courage.
And sharp eyes.
Seriously. Just shows, sometimes it's the small inconsistency that unravels everything.
Vigilance matters, especially now with so much stuff online. Careful observation.
So the police raid Dorian's house and the scene. Unimaginable.
Worse than they thought. Way worse, not just Jared. They found 6 more bodies. 7 victims in total.
Just 7. Oh my God.
And they were all posed, preserved somehow.
Yeah.
Like mannequins in these disturbing little scenes.
Scenes? Like what?
Some were around a table, like a study group. Others were on a couch, like they were watching TV. The screen was paused on a game.
He was literally creating his fantasy world with their bodies.
Exactly. This static, controlled environment he craved. And then, in the garage, a whiteboard.
What was on it?
Names. And next to the list was Ryan's picture, the journalism student who found the photo clue.
No.
Yeah. Circled in red marker. He was clearly marked as the next target.
He was that close, just horrifying. The staging, the list. It's
Okay.
pure nightmare fuel.
Dorian got a life sentence. He's in a psychiatric facility.
Did he ever explain? Confess?
Never said a word. Complete silence about why he did it or anything really. But there's one last detail, really unsettling, from inside the facility.
What is it?
Reports say he spends his time scratching names onto the walls of his cell with his fingernails.
Names. Whose names?
Names of students who are still alive, current students, and he just reads college textbooks over and over.
So the obsession, it's still there, still active in his mind, even locked away.
Seems like it. That connection to the campus, to the students, it hasn't gone away. It's a really haunting final image, isn't it?
Deeply disturbing, a mind still trapped in that same dark place.
So think about it. If you're listening, maybe you're a student, maybe you remember being one. Ever walk back late at night on campus and just get that weird feeling, like someone's watching?
Yeah, that prickle on the back of your neck.
Maybe. Maybe it wasn't just your imagination. Maybe even in these places we trust, these places of learning, there can be someone watching, waiting.
Someone you wouldn't expect, maybe even someone in charge.
Someone who wants more than just your attention. Something to definitely think about.